and they're off. And just jinking out to the outside of the course from stall 11 was Meta Race, and now is at the back of the field. As they make their way towards the end of the back straight, it is Tough Girl who claimed the early lead. Very, very keen just in behind is Spirit of Breeze, and Wallop moves right round the outside of runners, and it will now be Tough Girl and Wallop who lead them on towards the final half mile. First time starter, Never This Way, is racing in third position. A keen racing Spirit of Breeze around the outside is just in fourth. Our Mighty Star now pushing up and trying to gain ground against the inside rail. Next is Linwood Lad racing just in front of Cloud Cuckoo as they make the turn in. Mysterian has only got two behind. A Meta Race, and the back marker is Close of Play. They race down towards the final quarter of a mile, and Sheen Murphy now shakes up Wallop, and Wallop has the lead, but only just giving chase. Almaty Star towards the near side, now in second. Tough Girl begins to back out of it, and then Never This Way, and towards the outside, Spirit of Breeze, inside the final furlong. Wallop's lead is only a length. Almaty Star continue to try and close as they race up towards the line. Wallop has the lead, and it will be Wallop who just holds on to win over Almaty Star. It was very tight for third between Never This Way and on the outside, Spirit of Breeze. They're in the gate, and they're off. They race over 7 furlongs and through the very early stages towards the centre. Moon Dial has come through to claim the early lead, goes ahead of the favourite Wild Fell. Up against the inside rail is Ticket to Alaska. Quite wide on the course is Gypsy Nation, being kept wide at the moment by Cloudy Breeze, who is quite keen as they race towards the end of the back straight. Another one who's very wide is K Sarah as they're about to lead the back straight behind them. And Gypsy Nation is 3 deep, but just about has the lead. Ticket to Alaska runs the inside rail, and now it's Moon Dial who races in a clear third. In fourth as they go around the turn and on now towards the final half mile is Balar Contigo. Balar Contigo just racing alongside Wild Fell, and then towards their outside is Cloudy Breeze, followed next by Urban Jungle, and on the inside is Larson, and then towards the rear of the field is Dream Frontier. K Sarah went very wide into the home straight, 3 bars, another one who took a wide route into the straight with Penny B also towards the rear of the field. Just over a quarter of a mile to go. Driven in the centre is Gypsy Nation. Towards the inside, Ticket to Alaska. Towards the outside, Wild Fell. And now beginning to rally is Moon Dial. At the furlong pole, he says go on Wild Fell, and now goes on by a neck. Towards the inside, Ticket to Alaska tries to exchange blows, but Wild Fell begins to exert, and now as they race up towards the line, it is Wild Fell, 2 out of 2 on the all-weather. Ticket to Alaska in second and Moon Dial in third.
Very well done to John Egan, who's just ridden the win of our second race on the card. Well done to you, Wild Fell. A really nice performance that was.
Yeah, thank you very much. Pete's really improved this horse. He won very easy there. He came there on the bridle nicely, and very happy with him. And great the owners here today, Clark Gardner, so that's very special. He's a good friend, and delighted they're here.
Yeah, he was a little bit keen in the early stages of the race, but there's no doubt he's got an engine over this kind of trip, isn't he?
Yeah, he can always be a bit keen. Look, I think and hope he will get better with racing, and he might calm down that little bit of nervous energy he has.
And he had a gelding operation, didn't he? Stepping up to 7 furlongs, all weather. It all seems to have clicked for him. Quite a few contributing factors to his success at the moment. Yeah,
funny enough, you know, he did step up in trip from 5, but he has enough pace for 5. But it's better off if you can harness that and step up a bit further. You know, there's more value in him that way than sprinting, you know.
Okay, and a quick word on Nefarious a little bit later on.
He's got a chance. He's got a chance. Look, I don't know what price. It's a big price anyway. It's down the bottom, but certainly value for money for the housewife, tenner each way.
Nothing better than riding a winner in the sunshine, is there?
Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
Okay, thanks.
And they're off. Hala Dubai broke very slowly. Hoodoo also very slow to begin. And also Miluna wasn't that fast away either. And it was O-Night who got the early lead. And already it's a very well strung out field. O-Night is out in front to the outside. Bucker Bay is racing in second. Very keen against the inside rail is Dunmore East, racing in a share of third with Glory Knights as they make the run towards the end of the back straight. Towards the inside is Al Sakib, who will go into the turn racing in fifth position. The grey, the main protagonist, is racing in sixth place as they spin that turn. He's then being followed towards the inside by Stage Show with less than a half mile to run. Stage Show is about a length or so in front of Honky Tonk Town. Then towards the inside is Miluna as they begin to make the turn back towards home. Hoodoo still towards the rear of the field together with Hala Dubai. They've made the turn in, and O-Night and Holly Doyle still have the lead over Bucker Bay to the outside. Charles Bishop in second. Ridden along to the inside, Dunmore East, and now set down for the drive is Al Sakib, trying to close on O-Night, but it's O-Night who got first run, a furlong and a half to last. O-Night leads the way to Bucker Bay in second. Al Sakib begins to stay on down the wide outside. Now Hala Dubai is making late headway with the main protagonist. It's O-Night with another 50 yards ahead of him. O-Night out in front, and it will be O-Night pillar to post. He repelled into second, Al Sakib, and they were a little clear of the rest with Bucker Bay on the inside and are staying on Stage Show.
O-Night has won our third race, and oh, what a night for Holly Doyle. Lovely ride that was, and a really nice horse to go to war with for the coming season.
Thank you. He made my life relatively easy. He jumped nicely, got a good position, and travelled and settled really well, and got into a good rhythm and quickened up nicely.
Yeah, you made quite the visual impression, I thought, at Newcastle last time. It's good to see him follow up. He seems to have a lovely attitude, just tries really hard.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's quite an immature horse, and he's quite raw still, so hopefully there's plenty more to come because he seems to be going from strength to strength.
Yeah, and to win that under a penalty against some nice newcomers in behind, particularly the runner-up, it's a decent effort.
Yeah, definitely. It would be interesting to see how much depth comes out of this race, but on paper it looked quite competitive, and to do it with the penalty, like you say, is pretty good.
Yeah, could be facing a fairly tough mark now, but that is probably deserved.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he's danced every dance so far, so he'll probably get what he deserves.
Good to see you back and riding so well. How are things going since the injury?
Yeah, things are going excellent. I can't complain. The boss's horses are banging in the winners, and I'm getting plenty of support, so it's good.
Lovely stuff, well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ollie.
Cheers.
And they're off. Very slow to begin on the outside, tables turned, and also just taken back off heels in the first stride or two as Melody Share. Whipping right round the outside of the field is Sir Titan to try and get the lead. Be Prepared will give chase with on the inside Sweet Miss, then Nefarious and Strike, as they're already well strung out as they go now towards the end of the back straight. And it's Sir Titan from his wide draw who's now gone clear and crossed to the inside rail. He's got a break of a length and a half over Be Prepared, racing in second. Sweet Miss is in third, Strike is in fourth, Nefarious is racing in fifth. Los Camachos against the rail is in sixth, Crack Regiment races in seventh, Pinwheel to the inside rail is in eighth, Global Warning is in ninth, and then Sweet Bertie, followed by on the outside Melody Share, and still the back marker is Tables Turned. They've turned into the home straight, and Sir Titan still has the lead. To the inside, Sweet Mist has travelled well to this point for Sheen Murphy. Towards the outside, Strike is being driven along together with Be Prepared, who backs backs out of it. Nefarious is on heels. Crack Regiment is looking for room. Los Camachos staying on towards the inside, so too Pinwheel. This is going to be a busy finish, a furlong to go, and Sweet Miss just has the lead. Over on the far side is Pinwheel. Crack Regiment bursts through between runners, then towards the near side, Sir Titan. It's still just Sweet Miss. Here's Crack Regiment on the outside. Sweet Miss may have just got the head bob. That's very close. Sweet Miss on the near side, Crack Regiment, and over on the far side, Pinwheel.
A double on the day for Oisin Murphy. Very well done. Sweet Mist. A really nice performance that was from the filly, just winning that race there in good style. Travelled really strongly into the race. That final furlong seemed to go on forever.
Yeah, I travelled super, and I was left in front a long way out. This filly is owned by a friend of mine, Ned Sangster. He'll be thrilled, and trained by a family friend in Sean Kern. So really good result, and hopefully she'll build on it. She's been pretty consistent, and she did nothing wrong today.
She's got a lovely attitude as well. Travels really well and always puts her head down where it matters.
Yeah, it's so admirable in a horse. She was very easy to ride.
Absolutely. And a quick word on Wallop earlier on. 98 rated. It got a little bit hairy late on, but he still won well.
Yeah, miles back to the third and the rest of the field. And I think the second horse, Roger Varian's horse, is obviously quite nice. And I loved Wallop's attitude from a wide draw. He relaxed well with no cover on the outside of the leader. And that was, a good performance. A performance I hope he can build on. And I rode a lovely horse in the last race for Andrew Al-Kasib. If I could have followed Holly, I might have been able to beat her. I was a step slow away from the stalls with obviously his first race, and that was probably the difference between winning and losing, but I liked the performance.
Yeah, there'll definitely be races to be won with him in the future, I imagine.
Sure, a very good moving horse, and obviously famous colours. I managed to win a Group 1 on Zelly, so it was nice to ride a nice horse again.
And finally, a word on Masomara in the next.
Obviously, I haven't seen him since his win here. Small field again, and I hope with the headgear he's going the right way.
Top man, thanks Oisin.
Thank you.
Well done.
And they're off. A mile and a half ahead of a quartet of 3-year-olds in the Unibet 3 Uniboost Today handicap. And to the inside, Imaginary World is the one who claimed the early lead. In second place is Masai Mara. Then towards the inner is Tagabawa, and the back marker is Inokdu as they come up past the enclosures with a circuit ahead of them. Imaginary World up against the rail, taken on now by Masai Mara. There's only a head between them. A length and a half away is Tagabawa in third position, and the back marker continues to be Inokdu as they go into the turn, which carries them on towards the final mile. Ross Orion and the recent Chelmsford City winner Imaginary World have the rail and have the lead over Masai Mara and Oisin Murphy racing in second. To the inside, Tagabawa and William Buick in third position, and still Rob Hornby aboard Inokdu, last of the quartet. Now they've got 7.5 furlongs to go. Down the back straight, the lead now is 3/4 of a length for Imaginary World over Masai Mara in second, who's racing a little keenly, and then a length and a half back to Tagabawa in third, and a half length on the outside, Inokdu in fourth. They're racing now on towards the final 3/4 of a mile and halfway. And it's Imaginary World who still leads the way to Masai Mara, who races in second position. Towards the inside, Tagabawa in third, and a further half length to Inokdu, content to sit at the back of the field in fourth position as they race now on towards the final 5 furlongs and the turn out of the back straight. Imaginary World will take them into that turn, still holding an advantage of about 3/4 of a length over Masai Mara in second, who's now got to within a half. Then on the inside, Tagabawa waited with, and so too Inokdu. Now they've got less than 4 furlongs to go, and they're beginning to quicken up around the turn. Imaginary World has the lead. He's extended it to a length over Masai Mara in second. Still a length and and a half away, Tagabawa, and on that one's outside, Inokdu. Inside the 3, Imaginary World leads them into the home straight. Masai Mara towards his outside. Now unleashed towards the wide outside, Inokdu. Going towards the cutaway route on the inside is Tagabawa. They're now lining up across the track inside the final furlong and a half. This is a burn up the home straight. Tagabawa is the one who's quickened up the best to Masai Mara, and on the far side, Imaginary World, nothing now from Inokdu. Well inside the final half furlong, it's Tagabawa and William Buick beginning to pull clear. A decent turn of foot, a decent win for Tagabawa. Second, Masai Mara. Third, Imaginary World.
William, very well done. That was a lovely performance there from Tagabawa. They weren't quite slow, didn't they? But it was a nice performance.
Yeah, no, it looked like it was going to be a tactical race, and Richard was keen to take a lead and teach him something. So, you know, I think he learned a bit there, and I really liked the way he picked up, and he kept on going all the way to the line. So, you know, he's very lightly raced still, so hopefully there's improvement left in him.
Definitely, lovely turn of foot, and a gelding operation looks to have worked as well. Still very lightly raced. Future looks pretty bright.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. You know, he's got a beautiful pedigree, and I think over that trip he's got a bit of pace, so, you know, that was a good asset.
Yeah, top man, just one ride tonight, one winner. Doesn't get better than that, does it?
No, going home now, ready for tomorrow.
Very well done.
Thanks.
And they're off. Tahitian Prince a step slow away. Stockpile absolutely flew the gates, but doesn't press the issue, and it will be double time. It will now claim the advantage and bag the lead. Stockpile content to be taken back now off heels, racing in second. Hornblower on that one's outside in third. He's now just going into second place, as now the pace has slackened. He's trying to get an ease into double time, who's racing very, very keenly. Hornblower's moved up now to within a length, racing in second. Stockpile content against the rail in third to get a lead. In fourth place is Too Tempting. The grey is Cabinet of Clowns. Racing up on the outside, Assessment is on the inside rail. Then the slow starting Tahitian Prince trying to make ground. He's on the heels now of Ring of Gold. Last but one is Dandy Maestro, and Sagano is outpaced at the back of the field. They've got a half mile to go, and it is Double Time who has still got the lead. Around the outside, Hornblower is racing in second, just a half length away. A length and a half away, Stockpile on the turn in third. Too Tempting to the outer in fourth. Assessment, the red jacket, the inside, is in fifth, looking for racing room. He'll have to wait for the cutaway. Towards the outside is Ring of Gold. Cabinet of Clowns has lost ground. Tahitian Prince is trying to pick up. Then at the back of the field, Dandy Maestro and an outrun Sagano. Inside the final furlong and a half, Stockpile to the inside. Too Tempting. Assessment now scythes his way through the field. Down the wide outside is Ring of Gold. Tahitian Prince tries to come over the top. They've got another 100 yards to go. Assessment now by half a length over Too Tempting, and on the run to the line it is Assessment who wins. Too Tempting in second, Ring of Gold was third, and in fourth was Stockpile.
Very well done to Richard Kingscote there. Assessment, a really nice victor. Been a while off the track for him. Everything been a little bit untoward with him, or has it been okay?
No, he's been fine. Just haven't had any runners over the winter, and few getting back out now this last week, and running well.
Yeah, well, he certainly ran well and had a lovely, strong pace to aim at, and he's shown a lovely turn of foot too in the closing stages.
Yeah, I've probably done too much with him. His last run at Chelmsford. Today was a bit nicer for him, getting a lead, and he got in a nice rhythm, and
suited him well.
It looks like the kind of horse who can continue to go on from this.
Fingers crossed, yeah. He's done everything right, and you know, hopefully he can have a nice time with it this year.
Top man, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And they're off. Gone broke best towards the inside. Gwendolina, however, will bag the early lead. Perfect Gentleman is at the other end of the field. He was a step slow away, and he's last of the 8 as they make their way down the back straight. Gwendolina has got the lead. Very, very keen on the outside is Limelight, who has now pulled her way into second. On the inside, Gone in third. Dee's Dream racing in fourth. In fifth on the outside is Royal Athena, then Racing Demon, who races towards the inside. Towards the rear of the field is Churchill Rose together with Perfect Gentleman, as now they're about to lead the back straight behind them. And it is Limelight who has carried Oisin Murphy into the lead. She just has not settled at all. She's now in front by a couple of lengths. Now, having been headed, that has lit up Gwendolina, and she's now also beginning to really take a keen hold on heels. Around the outside is Dee's Dream. 3 deep around the turn is Royal Athena, followed next by Churchill Rose, who is improving. Gone has lost a position or 2. Then Perfect Gentleman around the outside of Racing Demon. It's been a muddling race. They're in line for home. They've got 2.5 furlongs to go. Limelight has the lead. Dee's Dream shaken up towards that one's outside in second. Gwendolina sticking towards the far side, followed into the race by Gone. Here on the outside is Perfect Gentleman, who's now beginning to eat up ground. They're racing inside the final furlong and a half. It's Perfect Gentleman who seizes the lead over Gwendolina, who has rallied. Racing Demon is running huge, and now they're inside the final half furlong, and it's Perfect Gentleman leads by a neck to Racing Demon in second, racing up towards the line from last to first. Perfect Gentleman in the nightcap. In second, Racing Demon, and it was tight for third, Gwendolina, and staying on towards the inside was Churchill Rose.
Yeah, it's a fine night had at Kempton all round, really. I'd say my highlight was probably Assessment, actually, in the end. A horse who I thought might just need the run, but Sir Marcus Stout is so good at getting these horses back, isn't he? And this horse looks well above average. He's won that 0-85 pretty much as he liked. The splits did come, and I think the strong pace did play to his strengths, but at the same time, he's a very useful tool. Only had 3 starts before tonight, had a long break of nearly a year before tonight, but certainly is one to keep an eye on throughout the coming season. Tagabawa, as the duo in the studio just told us, was pretty impressive, showed a lovely turn of foot of what was a fairly dawdling pace, but it did quicken in the second half of the contest, and I think it was a really bold effort from Tagabawa to beat off 3 previous winners in behind, and to do so with a fair amount of aplomb as well in the Godolphin Blue. William Buick here for just 1 ride and 1 winner he returns with. 1 ride and 1 winner too for Holly Doyle aboard O Knight, who was the other pick for me on the card, really. I thought he was pretty impressive under a penalty in that 7 furlong novice, the 3rd race on the card. He saw off Oisin Murphy's contender. The runner-up in second hadn't had a run before, but I think under a penalty that was a definite improvement once again from O Knight, who was visually very taking at Newcastle last time and came here under that burden, but has done it really well. And Holly Doyle give it a lovely ride from the front as well. And just to sum things up from the end, Perfect Gentleman, George Scott just spoke to him He said that he didn't think it was the 1.5 mile trip that beat him last time. He thinks he just wasn't at the races. He wants to step him up and trip at some point again, possibly to 10 furlongs. But that was a lovely performance over a mile tonight. And Billy Loughnane once again showing how good he is in the saddle. But a fine night had here, 7 races done and dusted. Time for me to go and get in the warm. Next up, it's Racing Replay.